My name is Diana Karen. I'm co-owner of this property together with my husband.
We're part of the Sonoma Coast appellation. This is a 50-acre ranch, but a 32-acre vineyard that has been planted to Pinot Noir.
Terra de Promissio is a land of promise, and we have always had a dream of owning a property and planting a vineyard. And I'm originally from Russia, where we had a small vineyard outside of our house, and it was different weather conditions compared to this. But I always grew up surrounded by grapes, and my father would always make wine in the kitchen. And from time to time, everything would explode, and all the we had this purple walls, and then my mother would walk in and start yelling at him and saying, "Oh, for the love of God, I will give you money to buy wine. Stop messing up my kitchen."
As you know, we're here in what's called the Petaluma Gap, which, although it's not its own AVA, it's a very distinct part of the Sonoma Coast AVA. The sun in the summer heats up the area. It draws the wind and the cool moisture in off of the coast, and that gap of the mountains acts as a funnel. And so the wind comes in first, probably about 2:30, 3:30, and then the fog will come in right after that. We are right here, Terra de Promissio, right here in the middle. We really get the brunt force of a lot of the wind and the fog. This cooling effect will keep the grapes cool all through the evening and night. They will retain that acidity that grapes need for Pinot Noir, and really it allows the flavors to develop that makes it so important to really produce really great Pinot Noir.
When I moved to the U.S. and we bought this piece of property, we really decided to apply the knowledge and experience I have had back in Russia, together with both of my parents coming here and settling here and making this our promised land. Everyone is involved. I will start with my father, who was a commander in the Russian army, and he was a tank commander. And so he uses his experience of driving a tank, now driving a tractor. If you look at the vineyard in our profile, some rows are extremely steep, so his experience really matters. Then we have my mother, and she works with our guys here in the vineyard. She's known as Mama. She gets up in the morning before she does anything else. She makes coffee and like little croissants and things for the crew, and then after she feeds them, she works with them in the vineyard. And then we have our son Christian, who is a wonderful little joy, and his job about July-August time frame during veraison, when we get birds, he likes to run outside and he starts screaming and clapping to scare the birds away. My mother said, for me personally, it was painful because we were not trying to escape from Russia, and when they arrived is when we just bought the property, and this is when the vines just went into the ground. And back then I was pregnant with Christian, and both of my parents did this very heroic gesture by leaving their very comfortable life, leaving everything, our family house, everything we have owned, to come here and to start a new life so that their children could have a better life here in the U.S.
I feel myself very comfortable in America from the beginning. I don't know why, but I realized instantly America is this country where I want to live. And I like my job, and I like my new life in America.
As grape growers, we are always interested in the new winemakers and new brands that make Pinot Noir, and we buy their wine not only to support them, but also to do our market intelligence. And when we taste wines, we usually thinking, well, as this brand develops, do we want to work with them or not? And when we drank that bottle of Kosta Browne, my mother looks at me and she said, "This is good wine. We should be working with them." Michael walked around the vineyard, and what he said he really likes is that our vineyard has several microclimates, several those micro terroirs. And when he walked around and he really liked this area, and then he also picked another area he liked on top of the vineyard, on this hill, he liked Clone 115. When Michael came, he saw several things that really spoke to him, is that this is a family-run vineyard, and he saw my mother working with guys, and he saw my dad on the tractor, and I was running around and giving out orders as always. What I really like about Kosta Browne style and Michael Brown style of making wine is that it's not pretentious. People who deal with Pinot Noir believe that you have to convince the public that this is Burgundy. And I say this with due respect to wonderful Burgundies, and we have great respect for that land. But it's kind of almost, I want to say, like dating a girl and saying, well, she's as good as someone else. Throughout the year, we were out there just working really hard, and a lot of time and energy went into growing those grapes. So during harvest, for us, not to sleep 4 or 5 nights is nothing compared to all the time and labor that went into caring for those grapes. This is a true, family-run operation.
This work is my life, my pride and joy.